Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Heritage in Focus live on Truth TV. We are transmitting from our campus here at Heritage Christian University College in Amasaman. And as we usually do on this show, tell a friend to tell another friend that Heritage in Focus is back on your screens. And today is Tuesday, another edition of Heritage in Focus. We are going to have a discussion or a conversation with one of the most influencing personalities you can find when it comes to the media fraternity here in Ghana and also on the campus of Heritage Christian University College. I'll be introducing him very shortly on the show. But before then, let's say a very big thank you to Heritage Christian University College for always pushing us to come here with Heritage in Focus. Admission for the January 2025 intake is currently ongoing. Business administration programs in various fields are all available for you to choose from. We also have Bachelor of Science programs including Information Technology, Information Security, General Nursing and Midwifery are all available for you as well. BA Communication Studies is the newly introduced program here at Heritage Christian University College that you can also take advantage of as well. There we also have BA Psychology available as well. Professional programs with the Center for Professional Studies is also at your disposal to choose from. Contact Heritage Admissions Office on 020-229-8399, 020-229-8399. My name is Dennis. I'll be your host for Heritage in Focus. After this break, when we come back, I'll be introducing a very familiar face, a very popular face to all of you on this show. Stay tuned.
Are you interested in building yourself in the media sector? Do you want to be a journalist, a videographer, a photographer, or any media personnel? Then Heritage Media Center is the right place to be. Ashon Michaelina is my name, a student of the Heritage Media Center. Heritage Media Center is just not centered on theory, but mostly about practicals. I am a student studying both journalism and multimedia. Someone would ask, can I study both journalism and multimedia? Yes, you can, and it also comes with a discount. Studying at Heritage Media Center gives you the opportunity to have access to all learning materials. Here at Heritage Media Center, we have the best lectures. Their main aim is to make sure we get the best of understanding. Come to Heritage Media Center and have that quality education.
Welcome back from that break. In the studio with me, no, not in the studio. Today we decided to visit the office of Mr. Conrad Kakraba. A very familiar and popular name, right? Kakraba, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you.
Good to have you too, and welcome to my office.
Yeah.
I never expected this visit.
It was a surprise one.
Really, it is.
It had to shock you today, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we are happy to have you on Heritage in Focus today.
Right.
How's life been in all for you so far? This year, heading towards election and all of that?
Life has been a roller coaster ride at some points, and at other points too, it's been like an uphill climb. Yeah, but in all, God is faithful, and we are sailing through. We're just waiting for the elections to come, and then let's know our new leader for the country.
Great. Many have seen this face before in the past, but who is Conrad Kakraba for those of us who did not watch you during your days?
Conrad is a gentleman who has been trying to make an imprint in the media landscape, education landscape, communication and public relations landscape, ministry landscape, so the United Nations landscape, a number of, how do you call that thing? What you paint on? Canvas.
The canvas.
That I've been trying to paint a picture of a young person with ambitions, with dreams, with the vivacity to be able to do something. And so personally, I'm from the Volta region, formerly, but now Uti region. So from Central Kofi, a town that is where Volta borders Uti region, actually, just after Hohwe. And so that's where I come from, and I schooled at a boys' school named St. Mary's Seminary Secondary School in Lolobi. You know, so that's the Sal, that area, the Sal, Central Kofi, Lolobi, Lipe, you know. So we constitute the Sal, and that we have been denied representation in Ghana's parliament, the only place in Ghana with no representation in Ghana's parliament. But this year we're going to have somebody, you know. And
are you going to be the one?
Unfortunately, no. Yeah, and so from there I got into media at GTV as a news anchor, reporter, producer, commentator, and a host for some time, for 6.5, 7 years. And then from there, I decided to get into academia for some time. So I've been with GIMPA for 4 years, and then Heritage Christian University currently. I've been, I mean, this is my 2017 to now, 7
that's
year.
7 years.
Yeah. And then also, I've currently, I am the Director of Public Affairs for Heritage Christian University College. And then also I manage the media center of the university called Truth TV. And also I do a few things around church. So the campus ministry, I support the campus ministry as a preacher. And also the United Nations Association Ghana, I am the acting national president. And so these are the things my hands are involved in.
You're a big man.
I'm a small boy, really? Kakraba, trying to do big things. Yeah.
Interesting. You mentioned Kakraba, and it was one of the things I was going to ask you.
Right.
From the Volta region, now Uti region.
Yeah.
Where is that name Kakraba coming from?
So it's supposed to be a fancy name. My grandfather lived with some people. I think maybe they were Fantis, or I don't quite know that story, but he lived with some people, and then he adopted that name, or they gave him that name. And we take our grandfather's names. And so my father's name is Dagadu, Atu Dagadu, but we don't bear it. It's, you know, so we take our grandfather's names. And so it's just an adopted name. And you know, we are Guans, and Guans are like the indigenes of Ghana. We are the real people. You people, no, you are a Guan as well, so let me not talk against you. Other people came to meet us here, and so we are spread across the country, and therefore we take names because all the names belong to us.
Interesting. Great. But let me take you back to your time at GTV.
Yep.
Where many of the people watching us today would recall that you were.
Yeah.
What were some of your highlights? I know you might have a number of things that really excited you or still excite you while you were there, but 2 or 3 of them that you think really was the highest peak that you got to.
The first one was anchoring the, first of all, when Ejata died, you know, the president at Mills, when he passed away, and I was asked to be the one to anchor the time that they were doing state burial for him, you know, at the State House in Accra. So all the foreign dignitaries and everybody who was coming to pay their last respects, all the dignitaries, everybody, you know, you had to interview them before they enter into the State House and come out and all of that. You interview them and all of that. That was my highest moment, you know, high profile moment. And then I had to also do a documentary on his life, right from the time that he was born. I mean, the place he was born. So the room in which he was born at Takwa, I had to go in there and then go do a documentary right from there, trace his roots wherever he lived until where he died. And so I did that for GTV as well. And then also I anchored President Mahama's inauguration, you know, because he was a vice president and then he stood on a ticket and he won the elections, and so he was he became the president. And so when he was being inaugurated, I was the one who did the live commentary for Ghana television, and that was very big, you know. Then the icing on the cake was when his election had to be challenged at the Supreme Court. So I was also supposed to be the anchor for the live broadcast. That was the first time ever that television cameras were sent into a courtroom in Ghana.
And you were the one to.
And I was the only one that was allowed access into the Chief Justice's courtroom to do the live report for all stations, all radio and TV stations to pick. And that was very tensious, if I should use that word, because I'd never stepped in the courtroom before to report, never. Not even a circuit court, let alone a district court, high court before, Supreme Court. So my very first encounter with courtroom was the Supreme Court. And I had to do that for 4 good months, just being at the Supreme Court, reporting every day, updating and then interviewing, the lawyers for both sides and all of that. So that was the highest, profile case that I had ever anchored as a journalist.
Interesting. And that clearly tells you've really been in the hottest soup when it comes to Ghana's political terrain.
Right. That year, I won the best journalist in political reporting in Ghana.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought he's a big man.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, you're a very big man.
I see. Right.
Interesting. But let me take you to, the many things you mentioned that you are doing at the moment. Your time with Heritage, your time as a PR person, doing so many things at the same time. What is it that is keeping you in there, to be able to do so many things at the same time?
Right. The first thing is that when you have too much in you and you feel like you're not using it, you feel there is some inner feeling in you that you're not giving much to the world. There is so much buried in you, but you're not giving much of it to the world. So for me, whenever I have that inkling that there is something in me that I need to give out to the world, I just do it. Because I see that, first, God has gifted me, my president always calls me the 5-talent guy. Like in the Bible, Jesus said, somebody was given 1 talent, others blah, 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 and somebody got 5 talents. And he thinks I was one of those who got the 5 talents, because he feels that I'm able to do a lot of things at the same time and still be able to, at least keep my head above the waters. And so that's what I believe about myself, that I have the talents, I have the abilities. And so the only thing I pray for is about, God, I don't need any more talents. I need a grace to be able to apply those talents, to be able to use those talents.
Okay.
That is what I pray for. And so personally, it's just a matter of trying as much as possible to identify. Some of them, I don't do them at the same time, you see, and that's one thing that people also misunderstand. So lecturing, so let's say at GTV, I was a news anchor.
Okay.
That was what I was actually employed for.
Okay.
But along the line, as a news anchor, you need to know reporting. And so we had to do reporting. And so we learned it on the side. And then if you're doing well, they'll ask you to also do some live programs. Okay. Because every newscaster must be able to do some live reportage. And so commentary. But you see, we had to be trained in commentary, live commentary, state events, Independence Parade. Over to you, Joe Latte. He was the one who trained us in live commentary. So we had to be trained. And so once the opportunity comes, then they put you there. And then also international travels. If any of the big people is traveling somewhere, then they would fix you there to go cover the event. And so many of these things, there was a main job, but there were also side jobs that we were doing along. Okay. And at a point, when I was at GBC, then I took my master's. I did my master's, and just when I finished it, then GIMPA was looking for somebody who could teach communication skills at the business school and was a practitioner of communication. Okay. And so I just happened to be the one that, got that role. And then I combined it because GBC, you could do shift system. And so I could easily combine it with the work at GIMPA. And so from there, then I left finally and came to Heritage. So I stopped all the media stuff and then now decided to practice corporate communications. And so the best environment for me for that was Heritage Christian University College, because I wanted to combine academia with the practice of corporate communications. I had started my PhD and I decided to have some time for myself in an academic environment. And so when I came, and you see, this is my home. I'm a member of the Church of Christ. I'm a minister of the Church of Christ, and so it was a best fit environment for me. And when I came, I was teaching communication, and then I was also first I came as the executive assistant to the president of the university. And so I was helping him. At that time, there was no public relations office. Everything was from his office. So I was coordinating all of that. Okay. And then later on, a whole public affairs directorate was set up. And I decided, to move there and help with the media center, set up Truth TV and all of that. And that's what I've been doing so far. And it's been good.
It's been good. We'll come to Heritage specifically to talk more about Heritage. But let me find out from you. Having reached a peak where you had to cover the entire death story of former presidents, Atta Mills, and follow big people in the country for coverage and all of that, deciding to leave GBC at a point where Conrad Kakraba was a household name in the media fraternity and in Ghana. How difficult a decision that was for you?
It wasn't too difficult. Yes, because I already had a principle that you leave the stage when the applause is loudest. Wow. Yeah. You don't stand there and then when you have lost your relevance, then that's when you decide to leave the stage, or when people are saying, no. When you leave, if you're a performer, you leave the stage when the applause is loudest. And so at that time, I was the only male newscaster on the 7 o'clock news. Every other person was a female, and I was held in high esteem. I was doing a breakfast show in addition.
Also, how was the reason why you were always with Gifty Auntie?
Well, Gifty, no, at that time, Gifty had left about even a year or two before. Yeah, Gifty had left about 2 years before I left. So the thing is, there was a scarcity of male newscasters, I should say, at that time. Ebenezer Mpabin had left a little bit to the back seat to go and head the governance channel. The other male newscasters as well, had taken a back seat. They were now editors and all of that. So we, the small boys, were given a field day, and so we were just deciding to do what we could at that time and then put a good name and face to GTV.
So you were saying, about...
remind
it's
me.
Not
was it a difficult decision? Thank you for reminding. So it wasn't too difficult because I had planned leaving. I had planned leaving. It didn't come impromptu because I wanted to go to school. You see, I love education. I want to be, even at GTV, my beat was education. I love to do education reporting. Before I was pushed into political reporting, and that's where I went to win an award. But at the end of the day, I wanted to still get a PhD. And I knew it would be difficult to combine that with GBC work, and I wouldn't get a study leave for 4 years as well. So either I took a leave of absence or I just resigned. And so the decision was just resign, go pursue your academic goals. So it wasn't too difficult. Of course, you would miss a lot of, the shine, the spotlight, your whole, my whole village, my hometown. They had to hold a debba and they asked a question. Somebody raised, said, how come our son, who has been giving us glory in the town, has decided to leave that spotlight? And then we heard, they say he's in Amasa mine. And not even on any TV station. Say he's in some pastoral school. Hey, the person ran me down in front of the group, chiefs and people. And so they called me and said, don't worry. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. You people, you have seen the end of the road. But for me, this is where the road begins. So I'm not leaving television. I'll actually establish a whole television station and I'll be the head. And I'll come and bring the whole TV station to your hometown and come and cover any event. this time they were doing some festival, and I went to cover the whole event with my old TV station, and they were like, oh yes, now we are happy. Now we are happy. Now our son is not just a newscaster, but he's the director of a whole television station, Truth TV. So sometimes, some decisions, you need to leave some places in order to do other bigger things. So to me, that's how I see it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so we'll be moving straight into the matters of heritage.
Yeah.
Having left GBC
Yeah.
and decided to join Heritage, what is that one thing, aside you being a member of the church where Heritage belongs, what is that one thing that really pushed you to say Heritage is the place I have to be?
It's the person who gave me the call.
Okay.
Yeah. He's somebody that I respect so much, a mentor to me, a father to me. And so if your father calls you and says, Conrad, I need you here, you better be running, you know? And so Dr. Samuel Chimisi Ankra, the president of Heritage Christian University College, I had no name. I wasn't, okay, so I had taught here before at the Bible school when I had just finished Legon. I was doing my national service and I was doing Galamsey here. You know, sorry, that's a bad word now. I was coming here on some part-time to come and teach the...
I was asking how many excavators do you have?
Do I have? I was coming here part-time to come and teach the preacher trainings. That's 2009. Long ago. So I had Osofu Don call them all. They were now in the Bible school, so I taught them English. So I was a small boy, just, Dr. Chimesi heard about me that I was doing English, so he sent a whole car, a whole bus to come and pick me up, He said, yeah, I should come and help the Bible school teach English and all. So Bra Kwabna came all the way to come and pick me. And then I came, and then I started teaching. And then after some time, when I got the job at GTV, then I had to leave because I couldn't combine. It was difficult. And so I had some experience here before. I was a bit, close to Dr. Chimesi. But when he now broke the news that Heritage had been accredited and he needed me to come and help him and to put a face to the school and to do things and reach out to people and do, all the things that I was doing and all of that, I said, Daddy, I have actually resigned from GBC 1 year ago, so I am free. I will come. And I came, and then that's it. So it's about a human being, the person who called me. And because of the trust and the fact that he had that, he reposed that confidence in me to come and help, put a face to this university and all of that. And then also, I also needed a place to thrive. An academic environment, and then also a place that I could also help with some media center setup to help the church and the university. And Heritage provided that opportunity.
Interesting. But let's finish up and very quickly.
Right.
Let me ask you, how has the experience been? 7 years on, 7 years and counting. Mainly with Heritage. How has the experience been like? What is it that Heritage is doing that makes you so excited to continue to be a part of the Heritage family?
Ooh, do you want 1,000 reasons or 1,001 reasons? Now, so just two things I should say quickly. There are so many, but let me just, first, I find my spirit at home here. I find my spirit at home here. An environment where there is strong Christian presence, and then also, so where you can practice ministry, and then an environment where you can also practice media, and an environment you can practice academia, an environment that you meet people that you love. And so it's like everything is here for me, but it's becoming too much of a comfort zone.
Exactly.
And you see, there's no growth in the comfort zone sometimes. So I'm trying to see how best to challenge myself, finish my PhD, and be able to do bigger things for the university. And so that's the first reason. It's a place where my spirit finds, a home. Then the second bit of it is the fact that Heritage is on a trajectory of excellence. And I want to be part of something excellent. I want to be part of something big. I want to be part of something transformative. And that's exactly what Heritage is set out to do. It's, I love to be part of beginnings. If people are starting something, Ideal College, how can you fail? I was just part of the beginning, and I just decided to support them to be on their feet and to go wherever they had to go. Now, 15 different, over 20, I should say, locations across Ghana. And that's exactly what I want to do with Heritage as well, to make sure that I'm part of the growth process. I'm part of those who are really moving the place and changing the face of the university, interfacing with the church and all the people who need, the training here. And so I want to be part of that transformative plan. Okay. It's a big dream, noble dream, and the person who called me here, he said something that it's a building under construction. So if I come in, or anybody who comes in, you are also part of the blocks that we have not seen the roof yet. Yeah. It's a building under construction. He may not see the roof himself. Okay. I may not see the roof myself during our lifetime, but we should make sure we put all the blocks that we need to put in place so that other people will come and continue. So that's what I want to be part of, and I love it. Okay.
Great to hear from him on that. We'll be going for a quick break. When we come back, he will be telling us about the new BA Communication Studies program that has been introduced here at Heritage Christian University College, and his role when it comes to that particular department where the program belongs to. And then we'll be wrapping up on the show. We'll be back after this break. We are still talking to Mr. Conrad Kakraba, who is the Director for Public and Media Affairs here at Heritage Christian University College. Mr. Kakraba, let's delve straight into the new department that has been created here at Heritage. Take us through that department and what is new in there. What do the viewers need to know about it?
Awesome. So when I came here, one of the things that I set out to do was to help the university have a communication program, media communications program. And so we have set up a department. It's called the Language Arts and Media Studies Department, or Department of Media, Language Arts and Media Studies. And at that, currently we're going to do 2 degree programs. The first is the Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies, and then the second is the Bachelor of Science in Multimedia Technology. Okay. Both are starting in January. We have started enrolling students currently. And so the BA Communication Studies is the kind of program, if you are that young person who, or even old person, who wants to do the kind of story that I've told. You want to be in the media, you want to do anchoring, hosting shows and producing shows and all of that, and these days, social media, you want to be on social media and manage channels and blah, 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 and you want to do public relations for an organization. Corporate communications, you are the director of communications for an organization, and all of that. You want to be a media liaison person for an NGO, or even you want to be a political communicator for a party or something. If you want to do all of these things, or even development communicator for these big organizations, UNICEF, USAID, and all of that, it's this program you need to take. Okay. That's the Bachelor of Communication Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies. So that's about it. It's a 4-year program. It's affiliated to UCC. The degree is going to come from UCC until we finally charter. And so we are enrolling students. That's for that. And then the second part of it is the Bachelor of Science in Multimedia Technology. Okay. That's a kind of program that anybody who wants to do something like graphic design, you want to be doing outstanding designs, you want to do 3D animations or 2D animations, you want to do drone operation, you want to do camera technology or cinematography, you want to do all these outstanding videos, for blogs and for websites and all of that. You want to learn some website design and all of those things. You want to be somebody who can easily create, channels and manage them, social media handles, all of those. That is the course for you. Okay. So it's multimedia technology, all the integrated media. We want to be teaching skills in that, and you can set up your own business in that. These days, they earn good money because they are doing stuff on their own. It's someone I mean, one of the ways that you can easily become an entrepreneur. And so that is that course. It's also 4 years. It's affiliated to UCC. The degree is from UCC. And we are starting it in January as well. And so people can start, applying right now. Okay. And so those are the 2 programs currently. We'll do the masters pretty shortly. And so we'll let people know. And then short programs as well. Currently, the media center of Truth TV, Truth TV Media Center, we have the short versions of these courses. If you want to come here for just 4 months training, or even 1 month, or that sort of thing, you can come and then do that at a very, subsidized rate. And then you do attachment with Truth TV and all of that. So that's what we are doing currently.
If I'm watching you and I want to enroll in any of these programs, should I be expecting to see you before me lecturing?
To see me lecturing?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, yes. I'll be one of the lecturers, God willing. And so currently I'm the coordinator for the department. There is a head of department, Professor Kinsley Anokumi. Kinsley Anokumi. And he's the head of department for the 2 programs. Okay. But I am a coordinator for the programs. And also I'll be a lecturer, God willing. And so I'll be interfacing with anybody who comes here for that program.
Thank you so much for that information. But we are wrapping up. Any final words to our viewers?
So to apply for the programs, lest I forget, go to our website, www.hcUC.edu.gh, or just Google Heritage Christian University College and just go to the admission section, and then you can apply. You can also call our lines. Well, if you call my line, 020-67 30 38 2, 02067 30 38 2, and then we can take you through with further inquiries on that program. Final words. I've been blessed by God more than anybody in the world. More than anybody in the world. I've been overly blessed. He says what? My cup overflows, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. And so I'm just praying that God should continue to sustain me and sustain all the people around me and the university and Truth TV and all that I'm involved in, so that goodness and mercy shall always follow us. So thank you very much, Heritage in Focus, for coming into my office today. I'm so glad you did.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kakraba, for being a part of the show.
Right.
This is where we draw the curtains down today on Heritage in Focus. We were in the office of Mr. Conrad Kakraba, who is the Director for Public Affairs and Media at Heritage Christian University College. We had an interaction. You didn't know something about him today. He shared with us so much insight we've taken from him. My name is Dennis Sabe. Big thank you to Heritage Christian University College. Admission is ongoing for January 2025 intake. Bachelor of Business Administration programs in various fields are available for you to choose from. Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, Information Security, General Nursing, and Midwifery. And now Bachelor of Science in Multimedia Technology. And then also Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies are available for you to choose from. BA Psychology is also available as well. Professional programs all available through the Center for Professional Studies at Heritage Christian University College. Very big thank you to you who made time to watch us today on the show. To my producers, AJ Omare, Zion Ewuku, and all the crew, Stephen Quays, Philip Asante, Graham, and Eddie Morgan. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. My name is Dennis Abbott. So we'll come your way again next week. Bye-bye.